It's true that the current US administration, led by convicted felon Donald Trump, has given free hand to Israel to murder as many innocent people as it wants and attack as many countries as it wishes with impunity. Don't take my word for it. Listen to this clown, Tom Barak, who is Trump's special envoy in the Middle East.
October 7th, the world for Israel has changed. Their notion of what their mandate is and what our borders and boundaries and lines has changed. So I think it's safe to say in Israel's mind, these lines that were created by Sykes-Picot are meaningless. They will go where they want, when they want, and do what they want to protect the Israelis and their border to make sure on October 7th never happens again.
But it's also true that Trump is busy fulfilling war criminal Benjamin Netanyahu's plan to ethnically cleanse Gaza with the help of another war criminal from the UK, Tony Blair. Blair is someone who once violated every single law in the book to illegally attack Iraq and commit a genocide of over 1 million innocent people, as well as destroying an otherwise prosperous country in the Middle East. If there was a rule of law in this world, this chap should have been jailed, should have been spending the rest of his life behind bars. But he's roaming free. Once again, he is assisting America to commit more genocide in the Middle East. Amidst this utterly gloomy scenario, a movement is slowly gaining momentum in the US, the country which is single-handedly responsible for giving legitimacy to this cancer called Zionism. And this movement is being spearheaded by prominent faces from Donald Trump's MAGA campaign. They are Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tucker Carlson. These two individuals have now taken on the genocidal Zionists from Israel and their stooges in the US head-on. I will explain how and why this has rattled the settler colony built on the stolen land of Palestinians. Marjorie Taylor Greene, or MTG, has stepped up her attack on Israel in recent weeks. She actively campaigned against attempts to drag the US into fighting terrorist Benjamin Netanyahu's illegal war against Iran in June this year. She didn't mince words when she appeared on the Tucker Carlson show.
Why do Americans have to be shown that Israel is about to be annihilated? And what are the consequences of that to America if Israel is annihilated? Wait, let's say it like this. Nuclear-armed Israel. Why do we have to be shown on TV 24 hours a day nuclear-armed Israel being bombed and attacked? And why do we have to be fed that when we're not fed that about any other war anywhere else?
Being manipulated, that's why.
Yes.
Why all the flags, the foreign flags in the Congress? I was just up there last week, and every member has a foreign flag. Not every member, but a lot of them, the Republicans, all have Israeli flags.
She kept her momentum against Israel and its unlawful interference in US politics. And last week, she decided to launch a full-blown attack on the rogue regime of Israel by expressing her disgust over the systematic crimes against humanity and the ethnic cleansing of Gaza by Israeli terrorists. What she wrote would shake the collective conscience of anyone who is human. I urge you to pay attention to every single word of her note. She wrote, and I quote, "If America was being bombed day and night because of something horrific our government did, and many innocent Americans and American children were being killed and traumatically injured, and we begged for mercy, but the rest of the world said, Americans voted for their government, so they deserve it. Their government is bad, so all Americans are bad. Therefore, this is what they get and must be done. And the world was silent to our suffering, and no one came to our aid. And our cities and homes were bombed and turned to rubble, and our infrastructure was destroyed. No farms, no grocery stores, no more organized society, and no one helped our injured and hungry children. How would you feel? What would you think? What would you do? This is what is happening to Gaza, where in spite of what we have all been told, many innocent people and children are being killed, and they are not Hamas. Does Hamas deserve it? Yes. Do innocent people and children deserve it? No. The innocent people in Gaza did not kill and kidnap the innocent people in Israel on October the 7th. Just as we spoke out and had compassion for the victims and families of October 7, how can Americans not speak out and have compassion for the masses of innocent people and children in Gaza? Is one type of innocent life worthy and another type of innocent life worth nothing? For me, I think God sees all innocent lives the same and He loves them all. As a matter of fact, He sent His own Son for all people. That's how much He loves us. America funds Israel $3.8 billion annually for military aid. Actually, correction, US taxpayers fund Israel $3.8 billion annually for military aid. That means every US taxpayer is contributing to Israel's military actions. I don't know about you, but I don't want to pay for genocide in a foreign country against a foreign people for a foreign war that I had nothing to do with, and I will not be silent about it." End quote. This was quite a powerful note. So therefore, I wasn't surprised to see the phenomenal reach of MTG's post exposing Israel's genocidal face. It clocked close to 100,000 likes and more than 6 million reach on Twitter alone. That's some reach. No wonder AIPAC, the Israeli lobby group active in the US, wasted no time in registering its protest. But far from being cowed down, MTG wrote this, reminding the AIPAC how it was operating illegally in the US. She wrote, and I quote, "Instead of lying about me, have all you foreign agents at AIPAC registered under FARA yet? Not only are you a bunch of liars, you are breaking the law." End quote. She also shared the screenshot of the Foreign Agents Registration Act, also known as FARA, the purpose of its existence, adding that AIPAC was breaking US law by not registering itself under FARA. Now you can't underestimate MTG's decision to take on the corrupt and powerful AIPAC. Not many US lawmakers, not even the president of the country, have the courage to go against the AIPAC. So for a congresswoman to take on the AIPAC is truly astonishing. And going by the reach of her anti-Israeli government and anti-AIPAC posts, it's clear that this would have a bearing on the outcome of the forthcoming midterm elections in the US. Another powerful individual with a significantly remarkable reach on social media, Tucker Carlson, too, has been exposing Israel in recent weeks. Not too long ago, he invited Ted Cruz, a corrupt, a self-proclaimed Christian American in the US politics. He had proudly told Tucker that the purpose of him getting into politics was to serve Israel, not the US.
So I've never taken money from the Israel lobby. Have you?
Taken money from the Israel...
From AIPAC.
So AIPAC raises a lot of money for me, but it's actually a misnomer because the people who raise money are individuals. Right. So it's not the PAC itself, but they're individual members who believe in the American-Israeli friendship and relationship.
Is AIPAC a foreign lobby?
No, it's an American lobby. It's the AIPAC stands for the America-Israeli Political Action Committee.
What does it lobby for?
So, to be honest, not a whole lot effectively. Listen, I came into Congress 13 years ago with the stated intention of being the leading defender of Israel in the United States Senate.
Great.
And I've worked every day to do that.
Israelis have continued to destroy Gaza City by forcibly displacing more than 1 million Palestinians to South Gaza, where another million people have been forced to live in utterly inhuman conditions by Israeli terrorists. When a Twitter user reported how Christians in Gaza City had refused to leave their homes and place of worship against the diktat of Israeli terrorists, a Twitter handle called Jewish Policy Center implied that Israel wouldn't hesitate to kill all those Christians. This angered Tucker. This would anger anybody. Tucker wrote, and I quote, "Just another casual threat to murder Christians. It would be interesting to know who is associated with the Jewish Policy Center. It would be even more revealing to know what Ted Cruz, Speaker Mike Johnson, and other self-described Christians in the Congress think of it. Maybe someone will ask them." End quote. Once again, just like MTG, Tucker's tweet exposing Israel's hatred for Christians went viral, clocking millions of reach. While people like MTG and few other lawmakers have begun exposing Israel as a barbaric genocidal settler colony, a leech on US taxpayers' money, Tucker is also busy proving to US voters how the so-called only Jewish entity also hates Christians. This isn't good news for so-called Christian MAGA supporters such as Ted Cruz, Mike Huckabee, and Mike Johnson. Whichever way you look at it, the Israeli lobby is being shredded into pieces by MTG and Tucker. This wouldn't augur well for Trump in the upcoming elections, particularly next year's midterm polls. This is bound to adversely impact Trump's hopes to repeat his 2024 performance and gain substantial control of both the Congress and the Senate. That's it from me. Thank you very much for your support of this platform and our journalism on buymeacoffee.com and Patreon. If you too think that our journalism is worth supporting, then you too should consider becoming part of it. Details are there in the description of this video. In the meantime, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, because that's one of the many ways you can support independent journalism. God bless you all.